Thanks for joining us and listening to another God-lived and God-breathed message by Darius Nelms. Our mission is to increase our generation standard back to God's standard of excellence and kingdom living through personal development, relational wisdom, business management, and faith increase. Our aim is that this message inspires and infuses you to reach your next level of living and helps you discover your rightful place in God's kingdom. Now, let's dive into the message.
Welcome to another episode of Think Tank Tuesday, where we discuss the mind of God, the ideas of God, and the precepts of God. This is episode 40 of Think Tank Tuesdays, and I just want to tell you thank you for being on this journey with me as I am with you. And so tonight, we're going to really be discussing legacy, right? We're going to be talking about legacy. And so we're going to start with Genesis chapter 27, verse 4, NIV version. It says, "Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die." And so a father's life mission, apart from being a servant of God, should be to give their blessing to their son or child before he departs from this earth. A father is summoned by God to sustain the coming generations. Now, that does not mean that women are not important or women don't have legacies or anything like that. But a father is summoned by God to sustain the coming generations because children come from the seed of man, right? Children come from the seed of man. And so even after death, a generation should be sustained because of the blessing as a father that you left to the generation. And so God is concerned with the next generation's fruitfulness. God is a multi-generational God. God is concerned not only with the nations, but he's concerned with the generations. And so there are three areas of transfer when it comes to fathers leaving a legacy and a blessing to their children, to their family. The first area of transfer is the area of aspirations, right? It's the area of transfer of aspirations. As a father, you can leave your aspirations to your children, meaning that you have business plans, you have ideas based on how the current world climate and economy is on what they can do in the next 10 to 15 years based on your projection. That's an idea of leaving behind aspirations. Even for myself, it's about jotting down business ideas that I personally never pursued, but that would be beneficial for, my son and my other children to come, God bless and say the same, will be able to pursue and to have a part in. The second area of transfer relative to legacy and blessing is spiritual promises, right? Spiritual promises, which means that you leave behind a prophetic charge to your children about how they are to serve the Lord going forward and what their future will be in their obedience and relationship with God, right? Passing on spiritual promises. The third area of transfer relative to legacy and blessing are material blessings, actual tangible material things. And so when we read Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 5, New King James Version, it says, "Now the Lord said to Abram, get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you. And in you will all the families of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken to him, and Lot went with him, which was his nephew. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. Verse 5 says, "Then Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered." See, there's some materialistic possessions, and the people whom they had acquired in Haran, and they departed to go to the land of Canaan. So they came to the land of Canaan. So first, we see God's aspiration to make Abraham and his descendants a great nation. In verse 2, "I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great." That was God's aspiration to make Abram and his descendants a great nation. Secondly, we see God's spiritual promise in the fact that nations would be blessed through Abraham. Verse 3, "I will bless those who bless you, Or let me go back to verse 2. And I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you, right? So we see God's spiritual promise in the fact that nations would be blessed through Abram. Lastly, we see God's material blessing of the future transfer of the land of Canaan. We see a material blessing of the future transfer of the land of Canaan. It says, when we go back to verse 1, get out of your country, from your family, from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. And then we'll jump down to verse 5. At the very end, it says, then they departed to go to the land of Canaan. So they came to the land of Canaan. So we see God's material blessing of the transfer of the land of Canaan. Now, when they entered the land of Canaan, Canaan was not theirs yet. Right? It was not yet theirs yet. It was for a future generation. But as fathers, if you are a father watching this, even if you are a mother watching this, this is important for you as well. We are called to leave sustained legacies for our sons and for our daughters, legacies that they can actually benefit from. We are called to leave them with an aspiration. We are called to leave them with a spiritual promise. And lastly, we are called to leave them with a material blessing. Because again, God is a God of not only the nations, but God is a God of the generations. He wants to see fruitful generations. And so if we are going to be God's people, we're going to exhibit and possess God's kingdom on earth. We have to make sure that the transfer of aspiration, spiritual promise, and material blessings will be transferred to the next generation so that they can be fruitful the way that God has called us to be fruitful. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully this was a help to you and it blessed you greatly. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Until next time, friends, peace.
May the Lord bless you, keep you, and make his face shine upon you. As we abide in his grace, presence, and peace, remember that you are an agent of change wherever your feet shall tread. Thanks for listening to this message and for the opportunity to teach and lead you. Until next time.